Welcome to Access a Trader, the #1 community for those who are committed to taking control of their trading in order to achieve success, profitability, and longevity. Thank you for joining us. Here's Dan Shapiro to help you find your edge, master your process, and own your future.
Hey guys, good evening everybody. Welcome to another edition of the AccessToTrade.com nightly wrap-up show. Hope everybody is doing well. Guys, take a moment out, support the channel. All it takes is 1 second, click a like, show your support. And again, I will do my best to try to give you an unbiased opinion of what I think is going to potentially happen for the next day. Usually there is no Thursday night video, but I had jury duty yesterday of all things. And I can pretty much safely tell you that the local and federal, in case you didn't know, this isn't breaking news, is kind of flawed. I felt like there was 200 people sitting there on these wooden pews. I felt like my ass was going to explode after 3 hours. I was sitting there literally three and a half hours. And then I got released. So great time to spend my time. But hey, I did get the $5, or at least I'm supposed to get $5 from the state for doing my job. Anyway, so let's talk about it. Yesterday, if you remember the previous night's video, everything is good until the market, or at least the QQQs, potentially lose the 514 level, right? You guys remember it was, what's today? Today's Thursday. So it was Tuesday night's video. Why was 514 a big area? That represented the 519 lows. And yesterday, if you did trade yesterday, you kind of saw exactly what happened. Market was doing well. Google was doing well. NVIDIA was doing well. Everything was super humming along. And then all of a sudden, the 20-year tip auction came on, and it was an absolute terrible auction. And stocks yesterday, if you look at the 60-minute view of yesterday, just got absolutely destroyed from the 2 o'clock area, right? Just absolutely destroyed. And the Qs went from 523 all the way down to 511. I mean, just absolutely murdered, and stocks got absolutely destroyed. And it set up a scenario for today's session is, well, we traded right down to the rising 10-day support. If that rising 10-day support gets violated, well, there should be some more selling. So I want to paint you kind of the good news, bad news kind of scenario, right? The good news is the majority of stocks today held their lows, right? They held their lows from yesterday. That's the good news. The bad news is only 2 stocks advanced, at least 2 stocks that I watched. Only 2 stocks advanced on today's session over the previous day's highs. One was Google. Okay, you can see it right here. I want to show you, right? One was Google, and Google had a nice move, right? It had a nice move from 73 all the way up to 77. And the second one was CRWV. As you guys have seen, the stock has gone absolute parabolic. I have some thoughts for a potential backside move going into tomorrow, and you can see CRWV did exactly the same thing. Took out 109.40 as the previous day's high and traded all the way up to 116. What's the common denominator of Google and CRWV? The only 2 names that took out the previous day's channel. Again, I'm not going to count Snow because they had really good earnings, and we'll get to that in a second. But the common denominator between Google and CRWV, one of the very few names that took out the previous day's channel, they gave it all back, right? Not a good thing. Amazon, right? Amazon in the middle of the day had a spike. That Persian Square, Ackman was taking a stake in Amazon. The stock spiked, and guess what happened? You got rejected at the top of the supply, came back in as well. The video was humming, the video was humming, the video was humming. It was about to go, it was about to go, it was about to go. Look at the reversal back down. Tesla was humming. Congratulations to you guys who caught Tesla really well today. But Tesla got rejected right at yesterday's highs. So what's the message here, right? What's the message? And the fact that we did not violate yesterday's lows today is good news. The problem is we didn't advance. That's really a major theme going into tomorrow's session. And the fact that we put in an inside day, guys, remember the Dow was down like 800 points yesterday, finished flat. The NASDAQ got hit pretty aggressively yesterday and was only up 50 points as well. So guys, this 511 area for tomorrow is going to be very important. I mean, really important. That's literally the 10-day rising support. The 5-day is whoever has control of the 5-day moving average has short-term sentiment. Whoever has control of the 10-day moving average, that is the birth of the trade. So definitely keep an eye on definitely keep an eye on the QQQs tomorrow. If they start losing this 511 area, folks, it's going to bring in more selling, and it's going to confirm yesterday's price actions. It's going to be very important. Are there some good things for tomorrow? Absolutely, at least one from the long side. You got names like Snow had really nice earnings, right? Really beautiful earnings, and despite the market kind of coming in, held this range the whole day. Smaller names, right? Like HTZ today, we saw some call buying coming out of a range over the April 30s highs. So that looks good as well. You look at names, for example, let me give you guys a couple more names. Like Pony, right? Pony, recent earnings winner, right? Recent earnings winner. Keep an eye on this thing. If it starts confirming the May highs, that looks good as well. But let's talk about the downside, right? Let's talk about the downside. This is where things get pretty interesting here. Look at Meta, right? Look at Meta. Again, we need to be prepared just in case the Qs pull that 511 area. Folks, again, it's too late if you let things play out and you're now now you're hoping to God things come back, right? It's too late. So number one, we know the 511 area. If 511 area starts breaking down, these are some names you want to watch. Look at the bottom of the range here on Meta. Yeah, Meta looked great yesterday. Meta looked great today. Guess what? It didn't advance its price per share above the previous day's range. It's held now the 10-day moving average, the last 4 out of 5, literally the last 5 days. If Meta starts losing the 5-day and the Qs give up 511, this has a lot of room down. Look at PLTR, right? Again, another big high-flying stock. Look at the range here, right? If the Qs start losing 511 and PLTR still giving up the range, it could get hit, right? It could absolutely get hit as well. Look at Tesla, right? Tesla looks like a two-sided trade is going to play out for us tomorrow. I mean, one of these sides have to confirm. As you can see here, the 5 days got rejected back-to-back days. You see it? It's literally the same price, right? The 5 days has been rejected back-to-back days to the upside, and the 10-day is held now back-to-back days to the downside. How do I know? Because my first trade of the day today was Tesla. I shorted, only went down, like 70 cents, and it squeezed me back for like $1.60. Granted, again, it's not a big loss or anything, but the point is, I'm well aware it held the 10-day moving average. So it's very important to kind of know both sides of the ledger, right? And we're obviously going to use the QQQs as a barometer on that 511 price discovery, and that's going to be the line in the sand. Another name that's been squeezing people, and basically has doubled, man, in the last several weeks, is CRWV. This was the first day it finally put in, I don't use the word blow off top. I don't like the word top because that really says that it's never going to go back. It's a silly word. It's kind of a social media word, but let's just call it put in a blow off pause, right? It put in a blow off pause. And we started seeing some weekly puts coming in for the hundreds, okay? And we saw a guy come in for this September, I believe it was for the September 60 puts for like, was it 10 million? I don't want to give you guys the wrong price. Hold on, let me see what I tweeted out. Let me just see what I tweeted out. I'm pretty sure, yeah, a September buyer. I'm sorry, not 10 million. I lost my mind. A September 60 buyer came in for $1 million worth of premium. Regardless of the fact, it's still in. Folks, for experienced traders only, keep an eye on this thing, right? Keep an eye on this thing below today's channel. This thing starts violating below today's channel. Why can't this thing, right? Why can't this thing get back to 91, 92, which is the 5-day moving average? So you really need to be prepared for both sides. Okay, I think it's very important. I had a really irrelevant day today. I lost some money on Tesla. I bought the dip on Google, made some money back. I really didn't do anything. The stocks like there was a pivot today, and congratulations for you guys who took the 103.50 pivot to the downside on Stereo everything. It's not really my thing. Again, I really believe everybody should be comfortable in their own skin and trade what they feel comfortable. For me, this was kind of an irrelevant day, but it is setting up for the bigger picture tomorrow. And the bigger picture tomorrow is I know the line in the sand and the Qs are 511. So if 511 is the line in the sand, tomorrow could turn into a macro trade. Tomorrow it could turn it into something very aggressive. And the most important part is somebody asked me today, Well, do you think tomorrow might be a little bit slow ahead of the Memorial Day 3-day weekend? And usually I'd probably turn around and go, yeah, probably. But man, look at the weather in the Northeast, man. There's nobody who's running out to the Hamptons. It's 55 degrees out and raining every single day. So I think tomorrow, is there a chance might be, slower day? There might be a chance, but again, I do believe we have enough value for tomorrow that we can at least get from point A to the point of B on a bunch of names. And it's going to be very, very important to see if those names confirm. So, guys, have a great night, everybody. God bless. Hope everybody is doing well, and I'll see you on the field tomorrow. Happy Memorial Day, guys.